People say the carnivore diet is so boring. How can you do it? You know what? I'm gonna take these simple ingredients. We've got some fresh, organic garlic that was grown in my friend's garden, and we're gonna turn this meat, eggs, maybe a touch of mustard for flavor, but you can take it or leave it if you're on a strict carnivore diet. You don't need to use the mustard or the garlic. But we've got some goat kefir, a little bit of apple cider vinegar as well. You can take that or leave that, but I'm gonna make this into a raw, macrobiotic, fermented, beautiful dish. First thing we gotta do is slice up those bacons, or chop that bacon into bacon bits, and then we're gonna saute these until probably just a little less than crispy, just to get some texture. You want that fat to be sort of tooth worthy, so like not completely crispy but yet not completely raw. So we've chopped the salami into fine little pieces. They're like little shavings, almost, if you can imagine, like a truffle thin. Same thing with the garlic. Now you don't have to add these if you're on a strict carnivore diet. There's no need to put this in, but what my gauge on salami that I use is when it has been fermented. So then in theory, you're getting all the K vitamins and the good stuff that comes with fermentation. We've chopped the garlic a little early, let that allicin form, which is apparently the good stuff, maybe the bad stuff depending on where you're at. And now we're gonna chop that steak up. It's done, the steak is diced. Now I'm making this dish to sort of introduce you, if you wanted to try this out, this sort of introduces you into the raw form of eating. I mean, we do eat sushi. I don't know if we're supposed to eat all raw. You know, I believe our stomachs can handle it. I'm just trying to make a dish that hits a lot of different aspects of the diet. So you've got your pork, you know, the quality matters. Your beef, that's about 6 ounces of beef. We've got fermented salami. We've got goats, proper goat feta, egg, and then the kefir. So we're gonna put this all together. Now, if you wanted to use hamburger or ground beef, that's at your discretion. You could also freeze a steak, sear it, thaw it out and sear it, and chop it up. Or you could use a ground beef that you actually know the butcher, that's clean, because it's usually the bacteria is on the surface. I cut these steaks from a roast, so I know that it's good. I'm safe. I used a sharp knife to make it into this little bit of mince here. I eat the fat and the sinew and all that stuff. But so now we'll put this together and show you what we're gonna do with this. In a mixing bowl of your choice, throw the beef in there. Add a little bit of salt. Now you want to salt to taste, but remember, you've got bacon, salami, and then we've got some cheese that's going there. So it's gonna be salty. So we're just gonna try and bring out the flavor, a little pinch of salt, teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Remember, you don't have to do this. Our bacon bits that have cooled down, our bacon bits. So now we have that concoction. Remember, we're gonna add a raw egg yolk in there, so we don't want the bacon to cook the egg yolk. So wait till the bacon cools down. Egg yolk, garlic, pinch of apple cider vinegar. Break up the feta cheese. Add that in there. Nice. Get those chunks broken up. Now we're gonna add about a tablespoon of goat kefir. And the mustard's gonna keep that, it's gonna emulsify that. So we're gonna let that marinate for a little bit, but that's the kefir and the mustard will let that emulsify, and the egg yolk, so that will bond it together. We're gonna put that in the fridge for about 5 minutes. Chefy, we're gonna take this and we're gonna grease this with butter. We put it in there and then we put it back on a plate. So now we have sort of like a little pie. Oh, we have a raw, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's, if you ever wanted to get into some raw food and try raw eggs and raw beef and it's kind of terrifying, understandably, remember, beef is not very it's not very flavorful. It's got a very neutral taste. If you mask it with a bunch of stuff, you're gonna be fine anyway. So this has raw, this has fermented, this has dairy, this has fermented dairy, a little bit of mustard for an emulsifier, some garlic, you know, and you can leave any of this out if you want. That's Parmesan cheese on the top. So yeah, a lot of good quality cheese, goat cheese, feta, and it's just something to play around with. Let's taste it. I guess we're gonna have to come up with a name for this. So we'll get a little salami, tackle into this here, a little on the outside. Delicious. Give it a try. Stay strong.